So we are with Miguel today, who had a great game against Praggnanandhaa.
Yes.
Can you show us the most critical moments of your game? And I believe in the opening he tried to play something which he had never played before. So how were your reactions?
Yeah, I was quite surprised by his choice
Mm-hmm.
because he never played this
Yes,
line, or
exactly.
at least not recently.
Yes.
So I thought for a while, but I went for the main line anyway. And after 94, here the main move is Queen C7.
Right.
But he surprised me playing quite fast Rook B8.
Absolutely. And I saw you thinking for a long time before
Yes,
making the
because
next
I
move.
know there is some line here
Mm-hmm.
where black can sacrifice a piece, and then white has to be extremely careful, and probably white is better at the end of the line, but you have to remember a lot of things.
Okay.
And I didn't check this for today, so I was not going to enter there. And I
Okay.
thought this was with the move c4. So that's why I tried to make a different move, and I just played bishop d3.
Ah, okay. So it was a bit more like psychology where you could,
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
just
to.
trying to avoid his preparation and just play chess.
Okay, that seemed like a good decision.
After queen c7, f4, queen b6 is normal move to avoid me to castle.
Okay.
And then I can play c4 straight away, but then he will give a check, and I think it's not so clear. So the other move I was considering here was a3. So I can play c4 next move, and there is no check anymore, which probably is also quite a decent decision.
Okay, so you were planning if you a3 and then c4, yeah?
Yes, but then I calculate a more or less concrete line, and I was happy to play queen e2.
Okay, what was the line for a3 which you're saying it's concrete? Can you show
No,
that?
I mean, I just decided to play queen e2 because
okay,
a
because
concrete
there
direction.
it was
I mean,
a concrete
a3 I
move.
didn't calculate like
Great.
any concrete move,
Alright.
like he can just go any move.
Sure.
But queen e2, I thought bishop e7 is his main answer.
Right.
So now I play c4. And if he goes bishop b4, I just won a tempo because now my queen is already on e2.
Yes.
So now in this position, I can probably move the king to d1, I would say. Or f1 is also possible. And then if he put the knights back, I can just play a3. And my king is very safe because it will go to c2.
Yes.
So he probably would have played f5 instead of knight e7.
Right. Your f5 we will have to play.
Yes. And then there is some lines to calculate here. Main option is knight d6. And after bishop d6, I can consider if I want to take cd5, because now the bishop is hanging. So I can put my pawn on d6 next move, but probably I was going to take the bishop. And the problem is that now my king now is on d1.
Yes.
So if he moves the knight, now I can take on f5, and he don't have this queen a5 check to, like if my king were on e1.
Right.
So he can play, for example, queen
but,
d4.
But here he could castle and he could get some
after bishop d3,
because of your king, yeah?
Yeah, but the position, even it looks quite open, is quite close. Because this pawn of d6.
Pawn. Yeah.
So if he can play, for example, c5 and take on d6, but then I have time to play, for example, king c2, b3, and bishop b2. Right. And then my king is very safe, and my bishop are very powerful.
Yes, definitely not so easy to assess, I would say. Very nice calculation.
So instead, he went for f5, which is the typical move against
f5,
c4.
Yeah? Directly, yes.
And now I thought for a while, and it's normal to play, for example, knight f2, but then he can play again bishop b4.
Okay.
And after king d1, it's not the same because now he have, for example, knight e7, and he have bishop c5 and bishop d4.
Yes. Yes, this will be.
And now my king is not as safe as before. Also, some g5 are possible in this kind of positions on d6. So I thought, okay, I'll play knight d6 because he have to take, of course.
Okay.
Then I take, and now he has different options. One of them is queen b4, which is probably the most difficult one. Because now I cannot play, well, I can play bishop d2, and actually it's probably the best move, because after knight f4,
sorry, yes.
Bishop b4, knight e2, and bishop d2, my bishop are really strong. Like knight d4, I can play c5, and my position is very strong.
Just too good.
Also, after queen b4, I can just go king d1, which I was also, or king f1. I was also considering this. For example, king d1, if you play knight f6, bishop f5, is very similar position to what we have before.
Knight f6, yeah.
Yes, so I can just take on f5 and
this is
queen
fine.
d6, king c2, and I like the position.
Safe, you have double bishops.
So he went knight f6, And here I went a very important move, I think, is b3.
This move, yeah?
Yes. And now he can take my pawns in many different ways. He can play queen b4, bishop d2, queen d6. But after bishop f5, it's just the same as before, but improved version for me because my king is even safer. After queen d6.
After queen, queen
bishop
into
f5.
d6.
But it's like before, but now my king is even safer. So the other move he have after b3 is queen d4. But
after b3, yeah.
Queen d4. But it's a very hard move to play because black has almost no development at all. And I can play here bishop b2, and after queen f4, rook f1. I just give all the pawns, but after queen d6 castle, like I have developed all my pieces and I have really strong compensation.
Definitely.
Even though maybe it's not so clear, it might be his best practical chance to play. Yeah. But now, yeah, okay, maybe.
Sure, but this position psychologically doesn't look like black would want to enter in such a kind of attack.
That's why I played b3 quite quickly. I didn't even calculate much this time because I knew I had a lot of compensation and probably he was not going there. Yeah. So he played castle because he cannot play c5 straight because I can just take on e5.
Yes, no,
and there is no queen e5 check. So after castle, bishop b2. Now he can play two different ways. What he did is probably the more concrete way, but the problem is that it's just not on time. So the other way he can try to play it with c5. Let's say, for example, well, I can also consider g4 here.
G4?
Yes. And I think it's very dangerous for him. I don't know if it's working out because I haven't calculated this position.
Knight g4
and just rook g1 and
it's really dangerous.
Looks very dangerous.
Sure.
So that's why I think he went for a5 because he also wants to have some plays.
Yes.
Because if he plays c5, bishop b7, it's me the only one who is attacking. That's why he played a5.
Yeah, it's just very defensive.
So castle and a4. Castle alone.
Oops, sorry. a4.
And here I thought for a big time because I was trying to make g4 work like directly, so g4. But I thought after a b3, a3, knight g4, rook g1, he has this strong move rook f7 to prevent.
Rook f7?
Yes, so he defended on g7 and now he's threatening queen e3. And the problem is that at first I thought the knight was trapped, but after h3, queen e3, queen takes e3, knight takes e3, rook e1, he have knight c2, which is a move that is quite easy to miss.
Knight?
c2, so this way. And okay, I have some compensation, but definitely this is not what I want.
Yeah.
So I thought this line. I was also after rook f7. I was trying to make war rook g4, fg4, and king b1. So queen e3 is not checked.
Yeah.
But he can play bishop a6 and queen e3 next move, and he is on time to defend, even if it's not too clear. So I just thought bishop c2. I hold the position, and then I'll do the same.
Yeah, sure. So first bishop c2, now you have all the threats because anyway black doesn't have much right now to counter attack as such.
He can try to bring the knight fast to c5, but I can just play rook h f1, rook f3. So he have no counterplay.
Yeah.
After ab3, let's say ab3, ab3. And the other move I think he have to play. I think probably the stronger move is bishop b7.
Bishop b7, yeah.
So
now
after g4, now knight g4, he's threatening queen e3 because after c5 he cannot take on g4.
Yeah.
But okay, I think the position was already quite difficult for him. I think engine says from rook f7, which is not very human move.
After ab3. After ab3, yeah? Here rook f7.
Yeah, I think this is the engine move, but it looks really hard to play like this because it's,
surely.
I mean,
but it is in a way prophylactic against g4.
Yeah, but they can just play rook g1 and it's like a lot of change. But it seems like it's some concrete line, it's some improvement for black. But I think the position is anyway very hard to play for black.
Sure.
But after c5, I think this is a mistake.
Okay.
g4, I think the position is completely winning.
Completely winning, yeah?
Yes, I think it's just completely winning. I don't see any defense at all.
So right now for knight into g4, the same thing
knight
is
g4,
happening
rook g1.
Now there is no queen e3 or
the big problem of this position is that he don't have any defender of black squares almost.
Right.
And his queen is completely out of the defense. Also the rook of d8 is not doing anything, and the bishop on c8 is also very passive. And all my pieces are
Yeah,
Like,
each and every piece is very
yeah.
active for you. Yes.
So he went bishop b7 to try to play bishop e4 next move, rook g1, and bishop e4. But the problem is it's not working after gf5. So here, if he plays ef5, I have many moves, but probably the easier is to take on e4, take, and probably rook g3 is. Maybe rook g7 is working, even though I think it's not.
Rook g7,
Yeah, I
king
calculate
g7.
this and queen h5.
Okay.
And then I thought that queen d8 was losing because of rook g1, rook g6. And I think he cannot avoid rook f6 the next move. Because I'm also threatening queen h6 with double threat.
Wow,
but
this looks interesting.
Yeah, but after queen h5, I think he have to play king h8.
Directly, yeah.
Yes. So now, if
Now
I
you
go
G1.
queen, rook g1 is not the same because he has time to play queen b3.
Yeah.
And if I go queen h6 first, then he have queen d8, and after rook g1, rook f7, rook g6, queen f8. And I thought I might have something, but yeah, this line. I thought I might have something, but I didn't figure out. But he didn't play ef5, so I didn't calculate this line much anyway.
Yes.
But it's just easier to play rook g3 and rook g1 any next move, and it's very hard for him to defend.
Absolutely, yeah. Your rook g3 would be just.
Yes, I just defend the third rank and then rook g1, and it's very hard for him to make a move.
Yeah.
But instead, he took on c2, and I have to consider if I want to play some queen g2 first, or if I want to take on c2. I also have rook g7, because king g7, rook g1, king h8 is losing because I have queen e5 and he cannot avoid queen f6 next move if mate. But the
you were very adamant on trying to make rook g7 work.
But the problem is here after rook g1 he can just go to f7 and there is no attack. Okay. Queen e5 he can go king e8, which might be all the move, but it's enough. So rook g7 is just not working. Then the other move I have to consider is queen g2. But I just thought after queen c2.
Queen g2, yeah?
Yeah, because rook f7, I can play d6. It's important here not to play, for example, bishop f6, which might look completely winning. Exactly. But actually after queen b3, bishop g7, bishop f5.
He's faster, yeah?
Oh, I think bishop f5. The problem is he just put the bishop on g6 and I have no attack.
Really? Nothing is happening?
Bishop g6 and I'm getting mated.
Sure. Wow.
So that's why I went for queen c2. And after queen c2, I think the position is completely over. Because he cannot avoid anything. Like if queen b3, I can take and play f e6, and it's not easy to stop this pawn. Although it might be impossible. Here, just bishop f6.
Yeah.
And d7.
Just lost, yeah.
Yes. So he played ef5, but after queen f5, the problem is that if queen b3, I have rook g7, king h8, rook, and queen f6 again. Well, if king h8, rook h7. And queen g6. But if he takes rook g1 and king f7, queen takes, and queen e7 mate, and yeah.
Oops, bishop.
So after queen f5, the position is probably losing. Queen d8 is maybe the best try, but here probably rook g7. I think it's just working. Rook g7, king g7, and rook e1. And rook e1.
Yeah.
So rook e7 is coming next move, and I didn't saw any way to stop this.
Yeah, this bishop is just too strong. With the
this
queen
bishop
and rook.
is.
There's nothing.
So he went for 98, and now it's more or less easy calculation after rook g7.
Finally, you got rook g7.
Yes.
Okay.
Knight g7 and queen e5. And okay, it's just completely over because knight f5, I can just go rook g1, king f7, queen f6, and rook e1 mate.
Yeah, see.
So rook f7 he played, and after rook g1, king f8, rook g7, he cannot really avoid rook g8 next move.
Yeah. He played queen d8, yeah?
Yeah, and rook g8, and it's just mate.
Wow, that was a really beautiful finish.
Thank you.
Very nice analysis. I think the most critical decisions, I would say, first one was bishop d3, where you tried to avoid all the theory. And I saw Praggnanandhaa was thinking for a really long time after you played
because
bishop
actually
d3.
rook b8 is novelty.
Exactly. It is, and even bishop d3 was something which I don't think is possible to expect that on the go you are going to play something like that.
Yeah.
So that was a very good decision and very nice game, I would say.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So right now you are on
Six and a
six and a
half.
half out of 8.
Yeah.
Yes. So you will be depends on the top
Yeah,
board,
Vren
and
is still
otherwise you will
playing,
be.
so I don't know. Okay, I'm happy anyways with the tournament going.
All right. Thank you very much for the nice game.
Thank you.